Hello and welcome to Toddler Time. I hope you've had a good little break in the summer and were able to get some out and do some different things as lockdown was lifted a little bit. But now it's the new school term and so we've restarted Toddler Time. Now I'm wearing my t-shirt with, what animal is that on it? A penguin. You're right. And that's a little clue as to what story I'm going to tell you today. But firstly, we'll sing a couple of songs. The first song is one that is becoming very popular at St John's with many of the children. It goes like this. You remember? God is good to me, gives me lips to eat my chips, and so on. I'll sing it slowly and you can join in with me. Can you do that? Point upwards, thumbs up, and then bring your thumbs into yourself. God is good to me. God is good to me. He gives me lips to eat my chips. God is good to me. God is good to me. God is good to me. He gives me jelly to fill my belly. God is good to me. God is good to me. God is good to me. He gives me strength to swim a length. God is good to me. Okay, a little bit faster. God is good to me. God is good to me. He gives me lips to eat my chips. God is good to me. God is good to me. God is good to me. He gives me jelly to fill my belly. God is good to me. God is good to me. God is good to me. He gives me strength to swim a length. God is good to me. And now fast. Can you keep up with me? God is good to me. God is good to me. He gives me lips to eat my chips. God is good to me. God is good to me. God is good to me. He gives me jelly to fill my belly. God is good to me. God is good to me. God is good to me. He gives me strength to swim a length. God is good to me. And now the children in some of my groups like to do it supersonic. Ready? God is good to me. God is good to me. He gives me lips to eat my chips. God is good to me. God is good to me. God is good to me. He gives me jelly to fill my belly. God is good to me. God is good to me. God is good to me. He gives me strength to swim a length. God is good to me. Very good. Well done. Okay, now we'll tell you the story. Can you guess what it is? Many years ago, hundreds of years before Jesus was born, people were living very, very selfish lives. They didn't care about one another. There was lots of bullying, stealing, cheating, fighting, snatching, hurting, name-calling, lots of other bad things. This made God very unhappy because the people were caring more about themselves than God or other people. One man called Noah, however, was a good man and God loved him very much. He obeyed God. God actually loved all the people that lived at Noah's time, but they didn't listen to God. Only Noah was listening. God asked Noah to build an ark, a great big boat. It was about as long as 1.5 football fields. Or if you think about it, St John's Church on the Burford Road all the way down to the Methodist Church on Burford Road is about the length of the boat, and it had 3 floors. Now, that is a massive boat, and Noah's neighbours watched him doing it and they laughed at him. They said that he was stupid for doing such a thing, because where was the water? They lived in the desert and it didn't rain. But God told Noah that a great flood was coming. And Noah tried to warn the people to change their ways so that they too could hear God. But they wouldn't listen. They just kept on living their selfish lives. Then God asked Noah to collect 2 of all the creatures on the earth, a male and a female. God told the animals to find Noah, so it wasn't too difficult for Noah to round them up, gather them together and get them into the ark. Pairs of each kind of animals were safely onto the ark before it started to rain. Can you think of some of the animals that might have been there? Go on, shout out some animals that might have been there. Yeah, sheep, cat, dog, pig, mouse, cow, elephant, giraffe, rhinoceros, all kinds of animals. You've probably said some that I didn't, and there was a lot more. Now, there were some people on the boat. Let's see if we work out how many there were. There was Noah and his wife, Noah's 3 sons, and their 3 wives. So let's work it out. Noah and his wife, their 3 sons, and their 3 wives. So how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8 people. When everyone was on board, animals and people, God shut the door. Noah and his family were on the ark for 7 days, and then they felt and heard drops of rain. And it started to rain, and it rained heavily for 40 days and 40 nights. Very soon the earth was covered with water. After it stopped raining, the water continued to rise because it was so wet and the ground couldn't soak up all the water. A bit like we saw in summer fields around us in January and February of this year. The floods started on the fields because the ground couldn't take in the water. And that was what it was like in Noah's day, but much worse because it had rained for much longer and all the trees and mountains were covered. The ark eventually landed on the mountain range called Ararat. After the flood, God sent a big wind and the waters began to evaporate. Noah and his family and the animals had to stay on the ark for many months, waiting for the waters to go down. The earth slowly dried out. Finally, Noah sent a dove out to fly around and look for food. But the dove couldn't find a place to rest, and so it returned to the ark. Another week passed, Noah sent out the dove again. This time it came back with an olive branch in its beak. Now that Noah knew that the water was low enough for an olive tree branch to show. Noah waited another week. He sent off the dove again, and this time the dove didn't return. The dove had found a place to live on dry land. Altogether, Noah and his family and the animals lived on the ark for 1 year, 1 month and 27 days. That was a big lockdown in those days. But after that time, it was now time for all the creatures and Noah's family to move off the ark. Noah and his family and the animals needed to start life all over again. Everyone left the ark. Noah prayed to God and said thank you to God for keeping him and his family and the animals safe. Suddenly, something appeared in the sky. Do you know what it was? Have a guess. Starts with a R, with different colours. That's right, it's a rainbow. And the rainbow is God's promise that he would never flood the earth again. Now I'm going to teach you a song about Noah, and there's some actions to it and a little bit of clapping. It goes like this. The Lord told Noah to build him an arky, Lord told Noah to build him an arky, build it out of hickory, barky, children of the Lord. This is the chorus. So rise and shine and give God the glory, rise and shine. Give God the glory, rise and shine and give God the glory, children of the Lord. The animals, they came in 2 by 2s. The animals, they came in 2 by 2s. The elephants and kangaroos is children of the Lord. So rise and shine and give God the glory, rise and shine. Give God the glory, rise and shine and give God the glory, children of the Lord. It rained and poured for 40 days, rained and poured for 40 days, almost drove those animals crazy, children of the Lord. So rise and shine, Give God the glory, glory, rise and shine. Give God the glory, glory, rise and shine. And give God the glory, glory, children of the Lord. The sun came out and dried up the landy, landy. Sun came out and dried up the landy, landy. Everything was fine and dandy, dandy, children of the Lord. So rise and shine. Give God the glory, glory, rise and shine. Give God the glory, glory, rise and shine. And give God the glory, glory, children of the Lord. Okay, let's do the first verse and the last verse and the chorus again, if you'd like to. We'll do a bit of clapping this time, shall we? Now you've got used to the words. The Lord told Noah to build him an arky, arky. Lord told Noah to build him an arky, arky. Build it out of hickory, barky, barky, children of the Lord. So rise and shine and give God the glory, glory, rise, shine. Give God the glory, glory, rise and shine. And give God the glory, glory, children of the Lord. Last verse then. The sun came out and dried up the landy, landy. Sun came out and dried up the landy, landy. Everything was fine and dandy, dandy, children of the Lord. So rise and shine. Give God the glory, glory, rise and shine. Give God the glory, glory, rise and shine. And give God the glory, glory, children of the Lord. Well, I hope you like the songs and the story, and we'll see you next week. Bye.